Welcome to my random logo design series episode 2. In today's video, we're going to be designing a logo from popcorn, but first, we need to go get our popcorn. I already know this is going to make a mess. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kinsey. I'm the brand and web designer behind Kinsey Green Design. If you're not new, as always, so happy to have you back. I think I'm going to use this as my reference popcorn. Looks pretty cute. For this logo design in particular, I already kind of had a rough idea in my mind, and I knew I was probably going to take a more abstract approach rather than using the exact piece of popcorn. And I think we can all agree that this does not look like anything at all. And I didn't really try that hard, but I mean, yeah, I just felt like this was not going to be the way to go. For this episode in particular, I actually already had a brand name in mind. I was watching a YouTube video from Mr. Beast when I got the idea for the brand name to be Pop Beast for this episode. And so I spent a lot of time looking through different fonts. I knew I wanted something that was kind of playful, bold, and fun. And I finally ended up on a sans serif font for this brand. As I started building out this logo, I decided to curve it because I felt like that would give it more of a pop effect, and it absolutely did. And then I added kind of a little supporting tagline right there to the right to fill up that empty space. And after playing around with that for a little bit, there was still more empty space left, so I decided to fill that with a shape. Started out with a star, but then that didn't really make sense to me, so I created another shape that looked more like a explosion or something of that sort. Now I will say I felt like the color palette was a bit limiting because when I think of popcorn, there's usually blues or reds, and then there's like blacks and very light yellows. So I was working with very few colors. I then went on to create some brand marks and other variations of the logo design because I just simply cannot help myself, and it looks so much better once you put all of these things together. I ended up with a circular mark that I used a different sans serif font for just to kind of make it fit in that space a little bit better. And then the other design I came up with ended up just being kind of like a secondary logo or even the primary logo in comparison to the first logo design I had created. I was trying to play around with the letters, but that didn't really get me anywhere, and I didn't want to just have that bursting star in the center of pop because I felt like that was just super basic, and I wanted to, you know, obviously be not basic. I wanted to also do like a popcorn bag mock-up, but there were literally no mock-ups for that. It was all just like popcorn bowls and such, so I ended up just not doing a mock-up altogether. Now, once I got everything together as a identity on this artboard, the font in that secondary or main logo, whatever we want to call it here, started to really mess with my eyes because it looked like it wasn't completely centered, although I kept checking it to figure out that it was. So I literally sat here playing around with that font forever, trying to figure out why it looked so strange, and I finally figured out that it was literally the font. The leg of the T is way longer than the leg of the P's. After I finally figured out what was wrong with that, I adjusted the legs of the P and the O, and if this was a legit client project, I would have gone back and started from scratch and adjusted those letters properly, but since this was just for a YouTube video, I didn't want to spend that much time doing that, and I had already spent a lot of time staring at this trying to figure out what was wrong with it, so just roughly adjusted that there so it would look more visually pleasing and balanced. Okay, that stuff with the font and the letters blew my mind. I've never had that happen with a font I've used before. Anyways, that is pretty much it for today's video. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And for my longtime subscribers, people who stuck around till the end of this video, if you are following me on Instagram, tomorrow around 12 p.m. Eastern, I will be posting a Starbucks gift card to my feed. So If you enjoy Starbucks and you want to get some coffee tomorrow, be sure to check out my page around that time because I'm sure once I post it, that gift card will only last for so long. It is just my little Christmas present to you guys for supporting me. I appreciate every single one of you that watches my videos and follows me on other platforms as well. If you're watching this before December 25th, 2021, I hope that you have an amazing Christmas and I will see you in the next video.